For me, Manny's is like home. It's a place that I've been going to since I was a young boy. The food is very reliable. I will say it's not the cheapest corned beef sandwich you'll find around, but I don't mind. I know exactly what I'm going to get. The latkes are great. The people, it's an every man, every woman kind of place. It's always what you expect it to be. Corned beef and pastrami combination. Put the pastrami on top, please, Gino, so that the bottom doesn't get too soggy. Sometimes when I'm on a health kick, I'll have a salad. A julienne salad is great, but usually it's the old reliable. Yes.
I too got the pastrami and the corned beef, and I also got the macaroni and cheese, which was a change up for me. That was a real audible that I called at the last second, because I always go with the latke. But you talk about it being an everyman kind of place. It's really true democracy in action, small d. Which I have to specify that because Jim Thompson, a Republican, the former governor, was in there and sitting back to back with a cab driver, and it was just a perfect snapshot of Manny's.
It was busy. It was just packed with people, and you said every walk of life is there, and you get a little overwhelmed when you walk in, and right there is where you choose your food. You see it right in front of you, and they knew we hadn't been there before. We were completely out of place, and they didn't care, and they kind of guided us through. We didn't know if we should split a corned beef sandwich or get our own. They didn't want you to stand around and go, well.
Right. They want to keep it moving, but excuse me, you can develop a rapport with the people behind
exactly.
it. I mean, Gino, as I said, I wanted to invite him to my wedding. I did, but I was.
Did you bring a slicer with it?
I would, but I was a groom, and my in-laws gave me a number. But, yeah,
you mentioned overwhelming, though, and how it can be. And it really, for a first-timer, and you don't know the procedure, do I pay here, do I pay later? There's nobody really there to tell you. Because if you're there at a busy time, everything's going on, you just step back a little bit and watch and see where people grabbing their trays, and you point at what you want, and you can go around. You don't have to wait through the whole line. You have to know once you get your sandwich, you can jump out of the line and go back around and grab your Jell-O or whatever you want. And they clear your trays. You got to know where the water is if you want water. So it is. I can understand for someone who hasn't been there, didn't grow up there, how it can be a little intimidating.
First thing that I do when I sit down with my sandwich, and I think I'm showing my OCD side here, is I take a knife and I cut all the way through it, because I think that the boss said to Gino, don't mark up the carving boards, so he doesn't go all the way through the bottom. I cut through, put some mustard on it, 2 hands, good to go.